Hi, this is your application specialist, Mike Emmerich at FREY Municipal Software. Today, I will be demonstrating the new features, improvements, and refinements of the BUCS 23 release. This is a wonderful opportunity to explore and learn how to get more value from your BUCS accounting system. I have a list of items to share with you in today's demonstration, so let's get started. The first item on the release letter is in Chart of Accounts. So we're going to go to General Ledger, Chart of Accounts, and I want to show you account number 01.4100.2602. And we're talking about this field here, this comment field. So if I click on View, you got the account number of 01.4100.2602. The account description is consulting fees. Then you can have an additional account comment. Some people are using this for an account number that they used in their previous software, and some people are putting in like vendors that they use this account number with. So on this one it says FREY Municipal Software. So if I click on cancel here, then we edit the sequence for that comment so you can sort on that and find things that are in the comment field. So if I click on that and click on comment and key in F, it's going to show me the FREY Municipal Software account and then everything underneath. So basically you got another sort sequence in here along with your number, your description, and your advanced search. The next item on our list is in Fund Control. So let's cancel out of here, close out, and let's go to General Ledger, Fund Control. In the Fund Control, a new comment field has been added. This is a 50-character field that is searchable. And then when you're using a fund wizard to create a new fund, there is the ability to enter in the new comment field. So if I slide this over to the right, you're going to see that new comment field. And then here I just put in 50 characters, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 to show you it's up to 50 characters. And then on this one, if I click on View here, you can see that comment field. General use, miscellaneous items up to 20% of payroll expenses as an example. So if I cancel out of here, click on Sequence, you're going to be able to search under that comment. And if I just type in the G for general, I'm going to see the general use and then be able to view the fund control settings. So that's what was added here. So let's cancel out of here, close, and then the next option, or the next new feature is in number 3, journal entry. We're now giving you the ability to put a page break in between your journal entries. So you're going to go to General Ledger, System Controls, Edit, General Ledger tab, then this field right here, page break between journal entries on journal entry transaction log. If you turn that on, and if you did 5 separate journal entries, when you exit the program, it always just printed them on a page or two. Now they'll each be on a separate page. So if you did 5 journal entries, you'll get 5 separate pages of journal entries. Okay, so let's cancel out of here. Cancel. The next item on the release letter is number 4. It's in the Posting Analysis Print program and the Posting Analysis View. We changed the PO number column heading to PO/receipt. And that is because we're using it for the purchase order number or the receipt numbers. So let me go ahead and show this to you. If I go to Posting Analysis Print, let's key in a date range here. So this column right here where it says PO receipt, that's what we're talking about. And you can see the receipt numbers have leading zeros because in the receipt program, again, the fee receipt program, it's a numeric field. And in the purchase order program, it's alphanumeric. A lot of times if it was computer generated, it would have an asterisk and then a number. So if I scroll down here, there's asterisk number 6. So you can tell that's a purchase order number. So that's what was done there. And if I close out of there and hit cancel and go to posting analysis view, let's key in the same month and date range there. See over here, you see the PO receipt number. And down here on asterisk number 6, that's the journal entry number. If I double click on it, you see it over here, PO receipt. So that's what was changed for this, just to be a little bit more descriptive, because 2 different programs use that. So let's cancel out back to the main menu. The next item on the release letter is item number 5, projects. In the projects, we added custom fields, and that's to give you the ability to add information into the projects that we didn't think about. We didn't have the fields defined for you and stuff like that. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to define the fields that are meaningful to you and your organization. So let's go to General Ledger, System Controls, Edit, General Ledger tab, and down here at the bottom there's a Project Custom Fields button. Click on that. We gave you 10 alphabetic fields, 10 numeric, 3 amount, and 3 date. You can also make these fields required. So if you click on the required button, you'd have to fill in, like, for example, the contact person. And then down here, there's a not to exceed price, and that is also required. So when you go into the projects, you have to fill that in before it lets you complete it and get out of the projects. So if I click on back, all these will be branded under the custom fields in the project. So let's go back there and look. So we're going to go to the General Ledger, slide down here to projects. And I only have one project in here, so I'm going to click on Edit, and it's on the Custom Fields tab. And this is where we got our contact person, and an asterisk means that it is required. So we got Ron Smith in here. The department name is Road Department. Contact person phone number. Contract awarded to Miller Asphalt Company. Department number 7700. We have a project total of $753,000, but there's always 10 or 20% project upgrades and project increased costs, stuff like that. So there's a not to exceed price of $925,000. And then we put the date approved of July 7th, 2023. So if there's any more things that you need to have related to the project, more information, stuff like that, you can go to the system controls and program these custom fields, and then you got more data fields to put your information in. So let's click OK here to get out and go back to the main menu. The next item on the release letter is in the vendor area. So let's go to vendor maintenance. And what we did here is we're verifying that you're not putting in the same vendor name multiple times. So as an example, you see Ace Hardware here at the top. If I click on Add, and try to put in Ace Hardware, coming up and showing me duplicate vendor names. So it's showing me vendor number 10, 100 Main Street, status is active, permanent, class is equipment. So it says a vendor already exists with the name in BUCS. Do you want to continue adding this vendor with the same name? It defaults to no. So this is to help you prevent from adding multiple vendors, so that way you don't have multiple 1099s. So on this, we would simply just say no and cancel out. Then here on the vendor screen here, we put in vendor type options where you can limit what you see. So if I want just the credit card vendors, I can see American Express Credit Card Company, and I can see Visa Credit Card Company. Turn that off, and then just see all the regular vendors, which are non-CC vendors. Click on this, and I see all my regular vendors. So let's click close and go back out to the main menu. Item 7 on the release letter is vendor terms. So let's go to payables, vendors, terms. And in this area, changes have been made to the way that the invoice due date is automatically calculated for the vendors for users that have the system set up to automatically generate the due date. So we got terms in here, and I put in an example of like 0 days, like 0 days after the invoice date. Make it due on 15th of the month, make it due on the 28th of the month, or make it due 5 days after the end of the month. So if we look at a screen here, here's our term code, 15th. Description, I put in due 15th of the month. Then your options are days after invoice date, day of the month, and I put 15, days after the end of the month. So those are your options, and so I click on that, day of the month, and we made that the 15th. So if we click on view here, and click on next on the 28th, we got the day of the month on the 28th. Click on the next one, the terms code is 5, description due 5 days after the end of the month. And then down here we click on days after end of the month, 5. So that's what we added in here. Let's go back to the main menu. The next item on the release letter is number 8, and that's in the 1099 print area. So let's go to payables, vendors, 1099 print. So in the 1099 print, there is now the ability to print a blank paper 1099 NEC and a blank paper 1099 miscellaneous. That means that you don't have to buy the pre-printed forms anymore. We can brand the PDF on the paper and then put in the vendor name, address, the amount we spent with the vendor, and put that all on the form for you. So we're printing copy 1, copy B, copy 2, and copy C. The only thing we're not doing, we're not able to print on the red forms for you. So if you like this feature and you still need to file on the red forms, what you can do instead of that is get the electronic 1099 filing and create a file and upload to them. So we do have a module that you can purchase to do that. So let's show you this. Click OK. So now it's generating all the 1099s, and I have it going to the screen so you can see it. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. So here's the PDF form. I went on a blank sheet of paper, and then there's your copy 1. And if I click on the next page, there's your copy B, copy 2, and if I increase the size on this, you can see that, then your copy C. So the only thing we're missing is the red copy for the government. But to compensate for that, all you got to do, get out of here, go to payables, vendors, and go to 1099 electronic filing. Again, this is a module. If it's grayed out on your system, just send an email to John Millick or give him a call at our office and ask for a quote on this module. So when you fill all this information in and click OK, it generates an electronic file. Then I ask you if you want your run totals. So here's my run totals. I only did 5 for a total of $4,300. And it tells me my 1099 electronic file name is 1099nec.txt. So let's go take a look at that through Notepad. And that's what the file looks like. And so there's our Ace Hardware, Cincinnati Bell, Cincinnati Gas and Electric, FREY Office Products, Green Office Supply. So this gets uploaded, and that replaces that red piece of paper for your 1099, or the red form. You know what I'm talking about. Let's close out of this, and let's discuss item number 9 in the encumbrance area. So if I go to Payables, Encumbrance Processing, Maintenance, the new option that we added here is you're able to delete encumbrance selectively. So at the end of the year, when there's encumbrances that you want to carry over, you'll be able to keep those, but then on the ones that you want to get rid of with very small amounts, you can be able to click on them and delete them real quick. So here's an example. Click on delete selectively. I'm just going to leave it all open so I can see all my encumbrances. Click OK. And it presents you with your list of encumbrances and the dollar amounts over here. So if I want to delete the small one, I can just click on that one. And if I know I'm not going to do the new phone equipment, I can click on that. And if I decided I don't want to get the lawnmower for the park this time, I can go ahead and delete that. And then just click delete here. Now down here at the bottom, we're showing you that you're able to view an encumbrance if you want to, the total dollar that you plan on deleting for the encumbrances, and the number of records that you're deleting. There's also a delete button, cancel, select all, and select none. So if I click on select none, it's going to erase everything I just did. If I hit select all, it's going to show me all of them. If I leave it alone, it's going to delete the 5 encumbrances for a total value of $4,782. If I move it back to select none, I want to click on lawnmower for the park. I'm able to click on view encumbrance and see the encumbrance. Also, I click on the purchase order and see the actual purchase order. Cancel and then come back. So again, if I want to delete PO number 1, 3, and 5, click on those 3. Shows me my total here with the total value of $25.32, and then just click on delete to make it happen. Comes up and says, are you certain you want to delete the selected encumbrances? I'm going to say yes, and it says it deleted them. So I'm left with my 2 encumbrances. So that'll make the process at the year end really easy for you to clean up your encumbrances before you go on to the new year. Let's go back to the main menu. Item 10 is in the encumbrance and the archived encumbrance report. So on the encumbrance maintenance, if you click on print encumbrance report, 3 new search features are in the encumbrance description contains area, detailed description contains, or the account number contains. So your description on your encumbrance or your purchase order, if you use the word equipment, as an example, upper and lowercase, it won't matter, it'll find it. Hit OK, and then preview. So this had the word equipment here in the transaction description where it said computer equipment, so that's why I brought this one up. So I only got 2 purchase orders left, so that's why there isn't anything left to show you on that one. So let me close out of here and click on print and show you the next one. And account number contains, if I do 4100, as long as the account number has 4100 somewhere in those 29 digits, I'll see it. So there's 4100 there, and there's 4100 there in the account number. So that's why I brought those up. So again, BUCS can handle a 29-digit account number. It includes the periods or dashes that you might use. And the third option is detailed description contains. That's when you're doing your encumbrance and you do your line item and the dollar amount. Then you click on a detailed description. It would search on that. In the files I have, or the data I have, I don't have any detailed descriptions. And this looks and works exactly the same way in the archived encumbrance program. Item 11 involves the requisition control, and we increased the approvers from 5 to 10. So to show you that, we need to go into one of the users in security. And let's look at Adam here. So the approval list for encumbrances, it used to have 5 different people to choose from. Now we increased it up to 10. So hopefully that'll help you out, since you've been adding more and more departments, so there's more people to approve things. So let me close back out of here. And the next item is number 12, and that involves invoice processing. There's been a couple of changes in invoice processing. So let's go to invoice maintenance here. And I want to click on add. And we're going to do it for vendor 59 Cincinnati Bell. And basically I'm going to click on load. So you're now going to be able to load a standard invoice while adding an invoice. So if I click on load here, it says the phone bill, because I want to do a distribution on it between the various departments and various funds. So you can see in the general fund I'm going to do 48%, fund 5 is 5%, 10 is 15% on down to fund 50 where I'm doing 8%. So phone bill for August 2023, and pay with a check, due on 9/30, invoice dates today. There's no project, and let's just make it simple and put $1,000, and you see the distribution here. So basically the new feature is to be able to load while you're adding, load your template for your account distributions. So click OK here. I'm going to cancel out. The next option is when you're releasing invoices for payment, when you click on the release selectively, before you had to click on things to highlight it. So now you can click here, and then it's highlighting the invoice that you're on. And then you still click to select. Basically made that a little bit cleaner for you. Click OK, and those are now released. Click on close, back to the main menu. The next program that had some modifications is in the electronic payments area. So I'm on the payable screen. I'm going to go to electronic payments. And this works the same as normal, where when you're selecting your ranges, and you click OK, or you can send the report to Excel. the new feature is on the following screen. So I'm going to click on OK. And it now brings up a grid showing you all the electronic payments. It defaults to every one of them going to be on the electronic payment register, and then it'll give you the option to update all those electronic payments. If for some reason I wanted to only update one of the electronic payments, I can come down here and say select none. And then maybe I just want to pay my retirement. So I can click on that and update the electronic payment for $15,250 to American Retirement Planning Services. So that's what this grid's for, to let you select what you want to process today and leave the other ones outstanding if you want to. Click OK, preview. Here's your electronic payment register that like you're used to, and close. Then still ask you a question, do you want to update the payments now? Say yes. The payments have been updated. Item 15, check register history. To get to that, we're going to go to payables, check register history, and 3 new options have been added to the check register history to assist in reporting on specific paid invoices. So for example, on the invoice description contains, I put in the word supplies and click on OK and preview. Anything that has the word supplies and the description will show on here. So there's our description field or heading, and then here's office supplies, supplies, hardware supplies. So that's why those items are showing on this report. So I'm going to close out of here, check register history through the favorites. And the next option I want to try is the account number contains, and use that filter. And I'm going to use 4100. And I'm going to actually turn on return this option screen after the report finishes processing so I can do another search. So I'm going to do OK and preview. And that's showing me every invoice that was paid that has 4100 in the account number. I'm going to close out of that and do one more and check 0402. So I'm basically searching for the whole database for everything. If you want to limit the database or what we're searching through, you can put more selections in here. You can also put your date ranges in here if you want to. Okay, then preview. And see, this has 0402 in it. Opus Supply, I used 0402 on that one. I used 0402 on that one. So basically, you just got some more search capabilities in the check register history program. Item 16, the paid invoice report has similar changes. So let's go to payables, paid invoices, view. And down here, you see our 3 search filters: invoice description contains, detailed description contains, and account number contains. So if I key in the word supplies, I'm going to see every paid invoice that has supplies in the description. If I cancel out of here, go to account number contains, key in 0402. As long as my GL account number has 0402 in it, it should bring it up. And all of these have 0402 used in the invoice. There it is right there. So in all these items, we can double click and then see that. You use your up arrow to go back to your other records. So that's what was added in this program. Let's go back to the main menu. The next item is number 17, and that's where we had changes in the accounts payable ACH notifications. So to show you that, we're going to go to General Ledger, System Controls, and we're going to do Edit. And we're going to go to the Accounts Payable tab and go down here to the bottom right-hand corner where it says AP ACH email information. And a new feature that we added is vendor check stub memo. So in vendor maintenance, there's a check stub memo field that you can put the account number that you use for that vendor or that vendor uses for you. And then this would print on your ACH notification to that vendor. So I think that would be very helpful. If you want to put the vendor name on there also, you can do so. But these are all the options that you got to choose from. So click on back. Okay. Do you want to change Crystal Reports path? No. Cancel back to the main menu. The next thing is on the Create Cubic Refund Invoices. So on this program, it has been changed to check to see if Cubic customer is already a vendor in the BUCS system. The program will verify that the vendor name, address line 1, address line 2, 3, and 4, along with city, state, and zip code match the information coming from Cubic. If the information matches, it will use the same vendor. The invoice number that gets generated has also been changed to the format of year, month, day with a dash and a number such as number 1, number 2, number 3 for invoice number 1, 2, 3 coming from Cubic. So I think that would be a very popular thing because sometimes you're sending refunds for deposits, refunds for overpayments, things of that nature. That way we're not creating a separate vendor for each and every one of those when it's the same customer. Number 19 has to do with the fee receipt clients. So let's go to receivables, fee receipts, clients, maintenance, and click on edit. So here I can see that I got the class as commercial for Susan Smith, and I can tell you that's wrong. It should be residential, so I'm going to hit search. And the reason commercial was selected because that's the only one that was there. So I can click on cancel here. And the new thing that we added here is a class maintenance button, these 3 dots. So if you click on that, you'll then be able to click on add, put in the class code of residential. So that was added. Now let's just change this to residential and hit OK. So that's the new feature that was added here in fee receipts. Class maintenance. Okay. Item number 20, fee receipt history, along with fee receipt history reversals. There's been more filters added in those programs. So let's go to fee receipts history. And down here where it says name contains or description contains, those are the new filters that were added. So let me put name contains Mike. When I hit the enter key, it searches for every name that has the word Mike in it. Now if I take Mike away over here and then search for description contains, put in yard for like yard sale, then hit the enter key, I'm going to find all the receipts that relate to a yard sale. And the reversal program has this exact same options in it. The next item is number 21, fixed asset create posting entries. We added a backup feature in there. So we need to go to System Controls to turn that on. Click on Edit, Preferences, backup locations. And I already typed that in just to save time, but I put it into a folder called Fixed Asset Create Posting Entries. And then here's where you turn those features on. Process Automatic Fixed Asset Create Posting Entries Backup, and allow default locations to be overwritten if you want to. Sometimes people want to save to a flash drive or something like that, so I like to turn that on sometimes. And click on back, and then click OK. I don't need to change my crystal path. And cancel out to the main menu. The last item on our list is number 22, and it has to do with security. So let's go to File, Utilities, Security. Click on the master group. Let's look at Atom. Click on Edit. Here's the new feature, Require Password Change at Next Login. So if I click on that, and as long as there's a password in here, it will force Atom to put in a new password next time Atom logs in. We at FREY Municipal Software would like to thank everyone who responded to the BUCS survey and the beta testing of the product. The ideas and suggestions that we received from our users is the driving force behind the changes that are implemented in the BUCS. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.